Hello, Business Analytics students. Welcome to Lesson 1-3 on dashboards. Please add your name and date you're completing the lesson to the title page. We're going to start in our first video with Learning Outcome 1.5. In this learning outcome, we're going to build on what we learned in Lesson 1-2 on creating charts to help you tell a story with data. In this lesson, we're going to learn about some other features that can be used in Excel to also help you see patterns in data that are different than using a full chart. The methods we're going to learn are data bars, color scales, icon sets, and sparklines. The first three types are all types of conditional formatting. Conditional formatting is found on the Home tab under the Conditional Formatting button. You likely learned about conditional formatting if you've ever previously taken a class using Excel. The first type of conditional formatting we're going to learn about is the data bar. With data bars, they are like a mini bar chart inside of a cell that go underneath the value of the cell. They're meant to visually represent what the cell's value is with the horizontal bar. So you can think about them like mini bar charts that just go inside of the cell instead of being their own chart with a whole legend, axis, titles, and all the additional pieces. Another type of conditional formatting is called a color scale. A color scale is used to highlight the relationship between values, where you get to choose what colors you want in the scale, and the intensity of the color reflects how small or how large the value in the cell is. So for example, if you did something like a green-red color scale, maybe green values represent the highest numbers in the data set and red values represent the lowest. Values in the middle would be between the two colors, and the closer you get to the maximum number, you get more intense green. The closer you get to the minimum number, you get more intense red. But you could set the colors that you want to, any that you want to represent the maximum and the minimum value, as well as the middle value in that color scale. The third type of conditional formatting is the icon set. It's similar to a color scale, but instead of using colors to reflect the size of the values, they use icons. Basically, what an icon set does is it divides your data set into groupings, usually from 3 to 5, and they give an icon to different values that fall into the different groups. So, for example, if you're choosing like a icon set that has 3 different icons, then the smallest numbers in a group would get a different symbol than the middle values and the largest values. I'll show you examples of each of these so you can see how they actually work, and that will give you a better idea to visualize these types of conditional formatting. What's nice about conditional formatting is all of these tools are found, as I mentioned earlier, on the Home tab under Conditional Formatting. You can choose the one you want, data bar, color scale, or icon set, and click on it directly. If you want to customize the rule in any way, you can press the New Rule button. That can allow you to set custom colors, set custom values, and formats. You could also go directly to the one you want and click More Rules. Then you can just change colors for that already existing type of conditional formatting as an example. Also, if you create conditional formatting and you want to delete it, you can use the Clear Rules button. Or if you can create conditional formatting and you want to edit it in some way, like change the color, you can use Manage Rules, and here you'll be able to edit, create new rules, delete rules, etc. I'll show you how to add these 3 different types of formatting. We have an example down at the bottom sheet where we have the sales for 5 different products across 1 full year. Each month we've collected data on the sales from January to December. First, starting with product A, I want to show you how we can use data bars to compare the sales across the year for just that product, product A. If I want to add data bars, the first thing I do is I select the numbers for product A from January to December. Then on the Home tab, I'd press Conditional Formatting and go to data bars. If you hover over the different options, you can see you can select from different colors here. Gradient fill means that you get kind of more dark to less dark across the bar. This helps you to still be able to read the numbers and makes the text more visible, whereas a solid fill means it's one solid color for the bar throughout. I'm going to use the solid blue data bars, and as you can see, the biggest number gets the highest bar, and smaller numbers have shorter bars. So it really is just like a bar chart, but it's stored within the cell. Instead of like if you made a regular bar chart with the same data, you would have an x-axis, a y-axis, a title, grid lines, and all of these other features. This takes up a lot less space and still allows you to see the patterns. For product B, I'll select that data and show you the patterns in product B sales using a color scale. For color scales, I'm going to select the green, white, red option. If I hover over the symbol, I can see the name of it. This one is green, white, red. What green, white, red means is that the highest number would be in green, which is the first color listed. So we can see the highest number, 5,991, is in the darkest green, whereas the lowest number is in the darkest red, 3,024. Anything in the middle would be more of a white shade. What's nice about the color scales is that they do shade according to the intensity of the number. So you can see that as the numbers get closer and closer to 5,991, they get darker and darker green. As numbers get closer to the smallest value, like 3,024, they get darker and darker red. Numbers that are more in the middle, like these two or this one, are closer to a light shade of the color and close to white, which goes in the middle. With a color scale, again, you can choose from the existing options in the menu, or you can make your own color scale with what you want the highest and the lowest values to be from these options. Finally, for product C, let's do an icon set. So for icon sets, you can choose from pictures. You can use arrows, there's shapes, and indicators. There's even shapes like star ratings, charts, pie charts that you can use to represent the data. If I choose the 3 symbol circled indicator, like in the instructions, this has 3 different possible icons. So basically it will break your data into thirds or 3 different values. It basically is like a percentile calculation. So the top third of the data would get the green check mark. The middle third would get the yellow with exclamation mark, and the bottom third gets the red X's. So unlike the color scale where every single number has kind of a unique shade according to how close it is to the max or min, this only ever will have 3 symbols, but it will help to show you which numbers are the highest, which are the middle, and which are the lowest. For product D and product E, I want you to try your own conditional formatting. You can add any rules that you would like. For example, if you wanted to add more data bars for color D, I would encourage you to try more rules and actually try like doing your own colors, playing around with the different options you can set so that you can even match the colors to a product theme or a theme of a spreadsheet that you're working with. So try your own rules for product D and product E just so you can feel more comfortable with the tools. The other thing we're going to learn in this sheet is about sparklines. So sparklines are an alternative way to look for patterns. Sparklines are mini graphs that are displayed within a cell. They're very similar to data bars, but with a couple of differences. So sparklines are not a type of conditional formatting. They're found on the Insert tab right beside Charts. You can see the sparkline options here. Data bars have a horizontal bar that appears within the cell, whereas for sparklines you have 3 different options. You can make a line chart that appears directly within a cell, a column chart, or a win-loss chart, which would show both positive and negative changes, usually used for things like price changes or stock changes. Sparklines are just small versions of these charts, so they don't contain things like the title, axis, legend, just like a data bar doesn't contain those things either. It's just a bar chart inside the cell. The sparkline will be like a line chart or a column chart inside the cell. To insert them, you'd start by pressing one of these buttons, and then you have to pick both the data that you build the sparkline from and the location that you want it to be placed. With sparklines, we usually place them either underneath the data or beside the data. So it wouldn't be placed directly in the cell like the bars are here for data bars. Usually they're placed underneath or to the side. I'll show you some examples for both line sparklines and column sparklines. Once you've inserted the sparklines, you can also change their appearance with things like colors and markers, just like for data bars, by using the sparkline formatting tool. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to make a column sparkline for the first time to show the sales of all products each month. So what that means is if we want to look for January and compare product A, B, C, D, and E, we could use a column chart to do that normally. Something like this. Compare products A, B, C, D, and E to do this. We want to make this chart, but instead of having a big area for it, we want to place it within a cell. So to say for January, this is the chart that would show us the comparison of product A to product E. In order to do that, I'm going to go to my Insert tab and press Column Sparkline. For the data range, I'm going to pick all the data, and for the location range, I'm not just going to pick G69, but I'm going to do the whole column from G69 down to G80. That way I can get not only the product A to E comparison for January, but for every month of the year, all the way down to December. When I press OK, you'll be able to see the sparklines. So this would be the column chart just for January. Here's the one for February. All the way down to here is the product A to E comparison for December. Notice that because this is a mini chart, it doesn't say which one is product A and which one is product E. You just have to know they're in the same order that the original data selection was. So the first one would be A, B, C, D, and E. Once you click on the sparklines, you can change their appearance. So for example, if I wanted them to be in a gray color, you can also turn on features like a high point or a low point that would automatically highlight your highest and your lowest point. You can even get them highlighted in like a darker green for high or a red for low, depending on which setting you pick. It depends on which color options you pick. You can also individually change marker colors for negative points, high points, low points, first point, last point, etc. Or change just the color of all of them together. So you have a lot of options for how you edit the colors of the sparklines, but the important thing is here we have now column charts for comparing products A to E for every month of the year. If I wanted to do something similar, but instead of comparing product A to E for every month, what if I wanted to have a chart for product A here in all the months of the year, product B in all the months of the year, and product C in all the months of the year? Technically, I already compared product A for all the months of the year using the data bars, but if I wanted to do that using sparklines instead, the best type of sparkline to use would actually be the line option. Because if I'm comparing product A from January to December, that's a change over time, and that's when line charts should be used, for changes over time. So if I wanted to make the line charts, one here to show product A for the whole year, product B for the whole year, C for the whole year, D for the whole year, and E for the whole year, first I'd go to the Insert tab and press my line option. Then I'd select my data, and for the location range, put it right underneath that original data selection. When I press OK, I see the line charts. So this is the pattern in product A sales throughout the year, product B, C, D, and E. Again, you can change the color of the line using any of the options here, or changing it manually yourself if you wanted to use a theme color, for example, like my burgundy for Cambrian. Again, you could turn on high point so you can see what the largest value is or when it occurred. If you wanted the highest point to be in a different color, you can change that manually as well. You don't have to go with the red choice. You are allowed to change any of those options. So basically, all these tools that we learned, the data bars, color scales, icon sets, as well as sparklines, we looked at an example of both column and line. They're ways to help you visualize patterns in your data without having to make full charts. If we made full charts for these things, they would take up a lot more space, or you would need a lot of charts. Like if I wanted to make the line chart individually for product A, Then I would have to make 5 of these for each product, and it would take up tons of space. Whereas with the spark lines, I can see the overall patterns to kind of see if there's an increase or a decrease for each product without having to build so many of those charts. So they are a shortcut to easily look for patterns in your data that can help you to convey a message about patterns that you should focus on as you're doing your data analysis.